Hello people, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into the fascinating story of Canada's origins, from its humble beginnings from being called Kanata to the diverse and vibrant nation it is today. So grab your maple syrup and let's get started. Canada's history is a rich tapestry woven with tales of exploration, colonization, and the struggles for independence. It's a story that spans thousands of years, and in this video we'll be taking a whirlwind tour through the major milestones that shaped this great nation. First, we'll travel back in time to the days before European settlers arrived. Canada was home to various Indigenous peoples who had been living on this land for centuries. We'll explore their cultures, traditions, and the impact they had on shaping Canada's identity. Next, we'll fast forward to the 15th century, when European explorers like John Cabot and Jacques Cartier set foot on Canadian soil. We'll delve into the early attempts at colonization and the establishment of New France, which laid the foundation for Canada's French-speaking population. Of course, we can't forget about the British. We'll discuss the 7 Years' War and how it led to the British gaining control of Canada. This pivotal moment in history set the stage for the eventual formation of Canada as a nation. Moving forward, we'll explore the struggles for independence and the birth of Canada as a confederation in 1867. We'll touch on key events like the Charlottetown Conference and the British North America Act, which united the provinces to a single dominion. But our journey doesn't end there. We'll also cover important milestones in Canada's history, such as the construction of the Canadian Pacific Railway, the fight for women's suffrage, and Canada's role in both world wars. Throughout this video, we'll highlight the diverse cultures and peoples that have contributed to Canada's identity. From the Chinese railroad workers to the Ukrainian settlers, we'll showcase the mosaic of cultures that make up this great nation. By the end of this video, you'll have a solid understanding of Canada's history and how it has shaped the country we know today. Whether you're a proud Canadian or simply curious about this fascinating nation, this video is for you. So get ready to embark on a historical adventure as we explore the captivating journey from Kanata to Canada. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss out on our future history lessons. Let's dive in. Canada, a vast and diverse nation, has a rich and complex history that stretches back thousands of years. Before European settlers arrived, the land we now know as Canada was home to various Indigenous peoples who had been living here for centuries. These Indigenous communities had their own unique cultures, languages, and ways of life, and their presence continues to shape Canada's identity today. The first European explorers, such as John Cabot and Jacques Cartier, arrived in the 15th and 16th centuries respectively in search of new trade routes and resources. These early expeditions laid the groundwork for future European colonization in the region. One of the major challenges faced during the early colonization period was the harsh and unforgiving environment. The vast wilderness, extreme weather conditions, and lack of infrastructure made it difficult for settlers to establish permanent settlements. However, the lure of abundant natural resources such as fur-bearing animals and timber attracted European powers to the region. The French were the first to establish a significant presence in Canada. With the establishment of New France in the early 17th century, they focused on fur trade and formed alliances with Indigenous peoples such as the Huron-Wendat and the Algonquin to expand their influence. However, conflicts with the British and the eventual loss of the 7 Years' War led to the ceding of New France to the British in 1763. British North America Act of 1867 marked a turning point in Canada's history. It united the provinces of Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia into a single dominion called Canada. This confederation laid the foundation for the country we know today and set the stage for further expansion and development. Throughout the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Canada faced numerous challenges and opportunities. Construction of the Canadian Pacific Railway, completed in 1885, connected the country from coast to coast and facilitated the movement of people and goods. This infrastructure project opened up new opportunities for trade and settlement, but it also had a significant impact on Indigenous communities and the environment. Canada's involvement in both world wars also played a crucial role in shaping the nation. The sacrifices made by Canadian soldiers and the contributions of Canadian industries during these conflicts helped solidify Canada's reputation as a global player and led to increased autonomy and recognition on the world stage. Today, Canada is known for its multiculturalism, inclusivity, and commitment to human rights. It continues to face challenges such as reconciling with Indigenous peoples, addressing social and economic inequalities, and mitigating the impacts of climate change. However, Canada's history is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of its people, and it serves as a reminder of the ongoing work needed to build a more just and inclusive society. Key points to note: 1. Indigenous peoples. Canada's history begins with the rich and diverse cultures of Indigenous peoples who inhabited the land for thousands of years before European settlers arrived. Their traditions, languages, and ways of life continue to shape Canada's identity today. 2. European exploration. European explorers like John Cabot and Jacques Cartier ventured to Canada in search of new trade routes and resources. Their expeditions laid the groundwork for future colonization and the establishment of New France. 3. French and British rivalry. The competition between France and Britain for control of North America led to conflicts like the 7 Years' War. The British ultimately gained control of Canada through the Treaty of Paris in 1763. 4. Confederation. The challenges of governing a vast territory prompted the provinces of Ontario, Quebec, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia to unite in 1867, forming the Dominion of Canada. This confederation allowed for greater cooperation and shared governance. 5. Building the nation. The construction of the Canadian Pacific Railway in the late 19th century connected the country from coast to coast, facilitating trade and settlement. This infrastructure project played a crucial role in the nation's development. 6. World Wars. Canada's involvement in both world wars solidified its reputation as a global player. Canadian soldiers made significant sacrifices and contributions, and the country emerged as a respected member of the international community. 11. Multiculturalism. Canada's commitment to multiculturalism and inclusivity has shaped its society. The country welcomes immigrants from around the world, fostering a diverse and vibrant population. Insights. Canada's history is a tapestry woven with the stories of Indigenous peoples, European explorers, and diverse immigrant communities. It is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of its people. The challenges and opportunities faced by Canada throughout its history have shaped its identity and values. Reconciling with Indigenous peoples to addressing social and economic inequalities, Canada continues to strive for a more just and inclusive society. Canada's history is not without its complexities and conflicts. The rivalries between European powers, struggles for independence, the ongoing work of reconciliation highlight the ongoing journey towards a more unified and equitable nation. The story of Canada's history is not just about dates and events, but about the people who lived through them. Real-life examples, anecdotes, and visuals can help bring these stories to life and make them more relatable to viewers. Canada's history is a source of pride and inspiration, but it also serves as a reminder of the ongoing work needed to build a better future. By understanding and appreciating the past, we can better navigate the challenges and opportunities of the present and shape a more inclusive and prosperous Canada for future generations. Canada's history is a complex tapestry woven with diverse cultures, conflicts, and triumphs. As we delve deeper into the topic of the history of Canada, let's explore different aspects and perspectives that shed light on this fascinating journey. One aspect to consider is the exploration and settlement of Canada by European powers. While some view this as a heroic tale of discovery and expansion, others argue that it was a colonization process that led to the displacement and marginalization of Indigenous peoples. How do you perceive this period of history? What are the implications of these contrasting viewpoints on our understanding of Canada's origins? Another perspective to explore is the impact of Canada's history on its present-day society. Canada prides itself on being a multicultural and inclusive nation, but it is important to critically examine the challenges and opportunities associated with this identity. How has Canada's history shaped its approach to immigration, diversity, and social inclusion? There are areas where we can improve as a society. Furthermore, it is crucial to acknowledge the ongoing struggles faced by Indigenous communities in Canada. From the legacy of residential schools to land rights disputes, Indigenous peoples continue to fight for recognition, justice, and self-determination. How can we, as Canadians, contribute to reconciliation efforts and support Indigenous rights? As we reflect on Canada's history, it is essential to consider the perspectives of diverse voices, including those of marginalized communities and historically underrepresented groups. In doing so, we can gain a more comprehensive understanding of the complexities and nuances of Canada's past and present. In light of recent events and discussions surrounding systemic racism and social justice, it's clear that Canada still has work to do in addressing the legacies of its history. How can we learn from the past to create a more equitable and inclusive future? What steps can we take as individuals and as a society to ensure that the mistakes of the past are not repeated? I invite you to share your thoughts and insights on these questions in the comments section below. Aspects of Canada's history resonate with you. Do you think we can learn from the past to shape a better future? Let's engage in a thoughtful and open discussion as we continue to explore the rich tapestry of Canada's history. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos.